We come from different villages, from different backgrounds, from different faith traditions, and yes, here in Newton, with different opinions on just about everything. And yet, with all that pulls us apart, here we are together, you and me and all of us whose paths have been so varied. We break bread together, sharing a passion to ensure our community truly embraces our core values of respect, diversity, and acceptance. And importantly, breaking bread together, we come to know each other a little bit better and strengthen our ability to listen respectfully to our neighbor and to respond with empathy even when we hold different opinions. For we are neighbors. We live together. We work together. We worship together. We need each other, especially in times of stress and periods of change and in times of mourning. We have had many occasions to mourn together. Since we last broke bread, we have suffered losses as a community. We miss Tony Bibbo and Joan Kunitz, who worked so long and so hard to make the Harmony Foundation and this breakfast a community celebration of all that is good in Newton. We miss Reverend Howard Haywood, who pushed against closed doors and opened so many. We miss Linda Plout, who fostered Newton's pride and through arts and culture gave so many of us so much joy. We miss Marshall Sloan, who lived in Newton, loved Newton, and served Newton and beyond with acts of charity and goodness. A few weeks ago, I went to a joyous birthday celebration for Izzy Arbetter, who turned 94. Izzy lives in Auburndale with his wife of 73 years, Anna, and ran for decades a successful dry cleaning business in the village. Izzy, you should know, was born in Plock, Poland. He was 14 when Germany invaded in 1939. As he was Jewish, he spent his teenage years in ghettos and then concentration camps, including Auschwitz. And yet, Izzy's life here in Newton has been defined by optimism. How can Izzy be optimistic after all he experienced? Because of young people he believes in, young people who are willing to learn the harsh lessons of the past, young people who are leaning in to change the future for the better.
My name is Julia Geller, and I moved to Newton when I was in 5th grade.
My name is Nathan Persampieri, and I have lived in Newton here my entire life.
I think pineapple and pizza were made for each other.
And I've never tried it.
I was raised Jewish.
And I am a Christian.
We both love theater.
We're both Newton Youth Commissioners.
And we care about our
community.
We want to tell you about our individual values.
Our experiences with diversity and inclusion as Newton students.
And our vision for Newton's future. When I was asked to think about my values, I realized that I'm guided by compassion. I like to connect to people, show empathy, and try my best to have an open mind to understand how different people see the world. The 2016 presidential election was historic. As NBC reported, it exposed an America of deep divides. As a response, the Newton Youth Commission organized the Listen event, which brought lots of students together. There were kids from both the Newton high schools, all types of groups, opposing political views, and loads of pizza. Seriously, we ordered 50 large pizzas. That's 2 pizzas for each attendee. We ate got to know each other, and recounted how our life experiences and backgrounds influenced our opinions. Through our discussion, we came to understand each other and left with friends from all ends of the political spectrum. While the event was a total hit, only about 25 people felt its benefits. However, for those who did attend, the Listen event showed us that engaging with others that hold different perspectives enables us to become more accepting and compassionate, and is one way to unite our community.
The Rotary Club of Newton is proud to sponsor these 3 annual scholarships to graduating seniors, one each from Newton North High School, Newton South High School, and the METCO program. These scholarship recipients have achieved academic excellence, but more importantly, they have demonstrated commitment to their community through a leadership role within either student government, social justice, the arts, athleticism, and volunteerism.
Careers. Our first recipient is Ubel Johannes. He is our MEDCO recipient. Come on up, Ubel. He's a member of Newton North's MEDCO program. He's mastered navigating the different worlds of Boston and Newton, effectively dealing with peers, adults, cultures, and lifestyles. Through this, he has managed to bridge his 2 communities with pride, respect, and academic and social success. Ubel is proud of his nomination by his teachers who take the school's Leadership in a Diverse Society course, which you already heard about, which recognizes leadership in upperclassmen and discusses tolerance and diversity. He has been involved in the Black Leadership Advisory Council, Dover Legacy Scholars, and Future Business Leaders of America. Through Ubel's leadership in the latter, he is qualified to be part of that organization's National Leadership Conference. Ubel is also involved in organizing Black Culture Day, a full day of presentations and activities for the entire school community. Outside of the classroom, Ubel's resume spans the athletic field, playing football as well as track and field. Within Ubel's Boston community, he is an active member of Save the Harbor, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to restore and protect Boston Harbor. He will be attending Boston College in the fall. Aaron Ju is our Newton North High School recipient. Aaron is described by his guidance counselor as polite, thoughtful, and contemplative. As his impressive transcript will attest, he is an intelligent and conscientious student. Aaron spends much of his time out of the classroom volunteering in the local Chinese community. He's been a long-standing active volunteer at 2 local Chinese language schools and has received multiple awards for his service to the local Chinese community. Aaron is motivated by his desire to give back to the community, which nurtured him as he grew, and he strives to be a role model for the next generation. In addition, Aaron performs with the Greater Boston Chinese Cultural Association's Chinese Music Ensemble. With that group, he has performed in such venues as Jordan Hall and the TD Bank Garden, and has volunteered at events throughout the Greater Boston area, such as the annual Dragon Boat Festival. Aaron will be attending UMass Amherst in the fall. Congratulations, Aaron. And our Newton South recipient is Alex Yude, who is on his way up. And Alex is described as an intelligent young man who has excelled at Newton South. His determination and motivation to challenge himself and to succeed is unmatched. Alex, who has cerebral palsy, has been able to successfully navigate this enormous and challenging school, both physically and academically. Alex is passionate about football and sports. Although his physical disability limits him from playing football, he has been extremely active with the team. He loves to strategize, analyze statistics, and develop plays with the coaches, and is considered an integral part of the Newton South football team. And describing him, he sounds like a future Patriots coach, doesn't he? Alex is a champion for students with disabilities and leads the school's chapter of Best Buddies. He is the manager of the school's unified track team and works tirelessly to advocate for others with disabilities through mentorship, fundraising, and activism. Alex has been a vital member of the Newton South mock trial team, of which he is co-captain. This past year, the team went to the state finals, where Alex was given the essential task of presenting the opening arguments, and they are a successful team, like the Patriots. A kind and empathic young man, Alex is always willing to help and advocate for others and is known for creating opportunities which foster inclusion and acceptance of differences. He is truly one of a kind and an inspiration to others. He will be attending a football powerhouse in the fall, the University of Michigan.
We're picking only 2 people each year to say thank you to. But the 2 people with me up here are just exceptional people and really exemplify community service. Mention Sally Brickell's name in Newton and the superlatives start to flow. A fixture in the Newton Public Schools as a PTO president at Cabot, an active parent at Bigelow, and as PTO co-president at Newton South for the last 9 years. Did you hear that? 9 years. Sally graduates her last MPS senior this year. She is a fireball of energy and wholly committed to the mission of the Newton Public Schools. She is the role model of a thoughtful, positive servant leader and community builder who collaborates with staff, administrators, and families. Always in motion, Sally makes good things happen through her keen understanding of the social emotional nature of schools. Sally is reflective, inclusive, and excels at navigating the ebbs and flows inherent in her role. As the founder of the Just Think Expo, now in its 9th year, Sally has created a lasting legacy connecting families and community resources to help students navigate the challenges of academic stress, peer pressure, and societal expectations in order to stay healthy. For her tireless dedication serving this city and to the ideals of inclusion and community engagement that today's breakfast holds dear, I, Ruth Ann Fuller, on behalf of the residents of Newton, honor Sally Brickell with the 2019 Honorable Theodore D. Mann Community Service Award. And Brian Albano. Brian Albano's bravery, compassion, warm heart, and deeds have had a profound impact on the lives of people across Newton during his 15 years of service in the Newton Fire Department. Assigned as a firefighter at Station 4 in 2004, where he is affectionately known as Bubba, Brian responds with his fellow firefighters with dedication, professionalism, and care to each and every emergency in our city. In 2005, following the death of a firefighter, and just 1 year into his service, Brian founded the Firefighters Children Fund. This fund supports the children of active duty firefighters who have passed away from illness or in the line of duty. As chief fundraiser, Brian has raised over $500,000 to help. And that $500,000 helps children of fallen fighters all across Massachusetts. Brian's fundraising efforts range from fashion shows at Mr. Sid's, and by the way, you've got to go to this. When you hear about it, it's in June. What's the date? 13. June 13. Show up at Mr. Sid's in the evening. It's a blast. To managing 10 runners who receive Boston Marathon bibs annually through the City of Newton's partnership with the Boston Athletic Association. Most recently, Brian spearheaded the effort to raise funds for a water fountain for families and dogs along the marathon route on Comm Ave adjacent to City Hall. Brian's unassuming manner conceals his can-do attitude and acts that quietly and meaningfully benefit so many. For his tireless dedication to serving this city and to the ideals of inclusion, compassion, and commitment that today's breakfast holds dear, I, Ruth Ann Fuller, on behalf of the residents of Newton, honor Brian Bubba Albano with the 2019 Teddy Mann Community Service Award. Congrats.